challenges and adaptable enough to address them with real solutions. We must, if necessary, own up to our own mistakes, but above all, we must listen to each other with mutual respect without preaching or exhibiting any sense of moral superiority. But no matter how disparate beliefs and ideologies are in any given society, we need to be able to rely on some basic truths and agree on the facts that at the end of the day shape any democratic discourse. And we know that democracy can work best only if all our citizens have the information they need to make informed decisions at the ballot box. And our technological advances, profound as they may be, AI, social media, the internet itself, need to be tools to facilitate the propagation of information. They must not be weapons against reality. And it is now undeniable that artificial intelligence presents a powerful tool for deceptive use at the hands of malicious actors who wish to disrupt democratic elections. And no democratic nation, large or small, is immune to this threat. Government regulation is frequently necessary. I'm very glad that the European Union has already agreed on what we call the Artificial Intelligence Act, the first ever legal framework regulating artificial intelligence. But also the technology sectors, as the producers of AI, need to exercise the utmost responsibility, and this is true for all global technology companies. And it is good that we're starting to work on this. I was able to witness it firsthand at the Munich Security Conference last week. There are some of the leading companies of the sector signed an accord to combat deceptive use of artificial intelligence in the 2024 elections. And all these are good steps, but it is clear that it is just the beginning. In the coming years, we will need to do more in order to protect democracy from the many threats that will be launched against it, perhaps already in this very crucial election year. And today, democracy, and that is why this gathering is so important, is about essentially outsmarting those who seek to bend and misshape the rule of democratic discourse in their favor. And India and Greece have vital roles to play in achieving that goal, whether at the United Nations, where Greece is seeking a rotating seat on the Security Council next year, at the G20, which was so expertly chaired by India last year, or through the European Union. And by the way, Greece is supporting the reform of the Security Council of the United Nations in order for leading countries such as India to be represented at the highest table and in order for their voice to be heard. But, and here I'm referring to all the policymakers who participate at this year's dialogue, we need your help. Because at the end of the day, effective policy making relies on creative thinking, and it flourishes in international fora, such as the one I have the privilege of addressing today. Prime Minister Modi, Minister Jaishankar, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, it is worth reflecting on the fact that while Greece and India discovered democracy and certainly each other a long time ago, it is today that they're discovering each other again. And the success of this cooperation is based on a very simple premise. We both believe in the virtues of discussion and debate. After all, ancient civilizations encouraged this debate and this cross-fertilization of ideas. And there's a lot. We talk a lot about artificial intelligence, but there's also a lot to be learned by the ancestral intelligence which is hidden in our ancient civilizations. And we recognize that without such debate, the search for truth is meaningless. This world is increasingly divided. It's divided between the West and the East, between the South and the North. And Greece and India stand essentially at the intersection of these divisions. These divisions can be managed, they can even be tempered by open discussions, which is why the world needs, and you called it a public square. I will call it an agora, the ancient word, not just a marketplace, but a new meeting place where ideas can be tested against each other. And the Raisina dialogue is indeed providing us with this new agora. A divided world needs more tangible and physical connections as well. And the integration of our two seas, the Indo-Pacific on the one hand, the Mediterranean Sea on the other, will benefit not just India and Greece, but our neighbors too. Our two people have much to learn from each other, and they also have much to give to the world. And if we are to do so with effect, we must begin today with a commitment to public discourse, open discussions, tolerance, acceptance of the opposite view, and of course, the preservation of the democratic idea. Thank you very much for listening.